The City of Fremantle Destination Marketing Plan for 2019-2020 was unanimously adopted by the Council, and this is actually a really important new plan for Fremantle. And it's simply about how can we make sure that we are attracting more visitors to Fremantle and more people down to enjoy our amazing town. Based around the brand pillars of soul, spirit and sea, this, I think, really great plan that was put together by an expert group led by Linda Wayman and from some really good Fremantle locals who really know their stuff in this space. I think really enables Fremantle to get out there and both attract visitors. So obviously we're starting with how we get more visitors from around Greater Perth. People who haven't been to Fremantle for years, get them back to Perth, people from around the state. But ultimately, how we can work with Tourism WA and others to actually get more visitors both from interstate and internationally into Fremantle. So this is both from tourism, but also for conferences, for meetings and other international events, but also ultimately attracting more business down to Fremantle. So this plan's now been adopted. You'll see this roll out and the new branding around this roll out over the next year or two, and hopefully we'll see many more visitors down to Fremantle. The intersection of Hampton Road and Scott Street has been a key area of discussion at the council as to how we make this intersection safer. Over the last few years, there's been 8 crash incidents, including 2 involving children, and obviously something needed to change to make sure that was safer. So council looked at a variety of options around that, and ultimately went with the option that would keep that intersection closed in terms of retaining the median strip on Hampton Road so that people couldn't turn right from Hampton Road into Scott Street. But acknowledging that whilst that wasn't going to please everybody because that was causing some issues around Lloyd Street, that we would improve that intersection as well with some of the leftover funds that have been given by the state government towards this project. Again, a really tough debate. Neither of these solutions is the perfect solution. And what came through really clearly in the debate in the council chamber was that we need to ultimately go back to the state government, to main roads, and look at some more substantive changes along Hampton Road so it can actually make that a really safe area because for people with children crossing for school, but also people coming into the shops. So we'll be looking at some bigger, longer term solutions as well. But I think in the short term, the solutions proposed will continue to make this a safer intersection. An item that was of great community interest was actually around Samson Park, and that as a dog off the lead exercise area. Now, council has been grappling with this for some time, trying to find that right balance between knowing that this is a really favourite, probably regional area where people come from many places to exercise their dogs off lead, but also acknowledging on the other hand that it's a bush forever site, and we need to make sure that we preserve the conservation values of that site. So this is a tough debate, but I think council came up with a good recommendation based on expert advice from our officers around keeping the middle spine, the green grassy spine, as a dog off the lead area and some key access points, but keeping the rest of the park as where dogs will need to be on the lead. I think that's the right balance that can see both this remain a really great meeting spot for people to walk their dogs, but also preserving what's one of the last bush forever sites in Fremantle with some pretty special species unique to this area and one that we want to see preserved into the future. The West Australian Planning Commission recently released a discussion paper on entertainment precincts and noise, and have proposed a trial for the Northbridge area on how actually that entertainment precincts can trial different noise regimes that can see residents and importantly existing live music venues and other music venues continue to operate. This is of course of great interest to Fremantle because like Northbridge we have some of those kind of challenging interfaces as well, and Fremantle CBD wants to keep being a place where we celebrate live music and don't want to see those kinds of venues closed down because of other uses. So the council agreed that we will support this trial in Northbridge, but also write to the state government asking that the trial be extended to Fremantle. And I think that one of the things that we can demonstrate here is that how it works in different locations. It'd be fair to say Fremantle probably has more live music venues than Northbridge, which has more kind of other kinds of other kinds of venues. And I think that we could really add to the trial and add to the success of how we can actually start to create our city centres so that residential uses, hotel uses, and music and live venue uses can all operate side by side in a way that actually continues to create vibrant city centres.